Yep. Ben is asking, what's the biggest pop of your career?
Oh, I've had a lot. Just the big arenas.
Wyndham, 87?
Yeah, Wyndham in 87 and Charlotte.
Yes.
I mean, God, I can't really. It wasn't like I don't know. The Georgia Dome was unbelievably loud that night when I wrestled on that show. Yeah, I'd say that was the biggest pop because that was like I'd never wrestled in front of that many people. It was 40,000. Usually in front of like 7 to 12, or 15, whatever. But 40, that was like, wow, this is like a lot of people here.
Yeah, that was a big night. Was there any problems with Austin for using the stunner as your finisher?
Yeah, he called me and apologized.
Nice. You got a really nice stunner, man. I don't know if anybody.
Well, funny to say, you got to understand. Back then, people was 20 years later. You got to understand, we were two shows competing against each other on TV. So there was just this. There used to be this thing in professional wrestling, where you wouldn't use a guy's finisher, on your show. But like our universe is like supposed to be like separate from theirs, so you could steal moves that other guys were using and do them on your show. You just couldn't steal inside your show.
Yeah.
So that was the rule that we had. So you can't steal, like you can steal moves on the indies unless you're working on a show with the guy you're stealing the move from. Then it's kind of like a respect to say, hey, can I do your move?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be, but like if it's like if there's a show in Michigan and a show in Georgia, I shouldn't have to dial up and say, hey, you could do my move tonight in Michigan, because I'm going to do it here in Georgia. They get permission. That's the way we looked at it. So.
Did you ever had any interaction with Austin about it?
No, I haven't really spoken to that. No, I haven't hardly had any interaction with Austin at all.
Gotcha. Yeah. Ryan's asking.
I will say this was one of my limited interactions I've had with Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We all, like a lot of guys, lived in Atlanta. Right. But Atlanta was a hub, so you'd fly through Atlanta a lot. So I lived there. Okay. So we'd fly home, and I guess the WWE was doing a connecting flight. Right. And it was funny because, like, the boys back then, we would, like, it may have been like a red eye or something. I don't remember. I remember, like, it's one of those flights probably where, like, the boys probably pop a couple pills and take a couple drinks. So you get off the plane, you're probably half lit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny. So it's like, it was him and I think Godfather and Salvatore Sincere. Okay. And all Austin did the entire time was like a 2 to 3 minute ride on the train, was on the train, and he was just doing Salvatore Sincere's gimmick.
That was Brady, right? Tom Brady, right?
Tom Brady. He was going, what's the matter with you, huh? What's the matter with you? Huh? Must have done it. Like, we're all on the train together, but I didn't really work with that. And that's all he did for 2 minutes. What's the matter with you? Huh? That was one of my interactions.
Nice. So. Ryan's asking, what was your experience like tagging with Das Wunderkind, actually, Alex Wright, and what did you think of him as an overall worker? The Boogie Nights, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's excellent. I mean, if you watch Alex, here's the thing about Alex is, like, Alex was he's doing the Das Wunderkind, the dancing gimmick. What I'm saying? He was a tough kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his father was a shooter. Alex, no matter who he was in there with, if a guy was going to try and eat him up, he was going to fight him back. It was interesting watch. If you watch Alex, he has a lot of fighting him out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he was an excellent worker. But it was funny too. I drive with him a lot. And he had a German, he's from Germany, and he had a wife, right? And literally, like 5-6 times, during the car ride, 5 or 6 different phone calls. I would have to listen to, like, he's talked to his wife on the phone and be like, Liebe, Liebe, I love you, Liebe, Liebe. And he must have said Liebe. Like, that was our big joke around him. We'd always go, Liebe. He said it to his wife like 60, 70 times a day. It was hysterical.
Wow, nice.